It's time! I should make it louder. How's it going? It's Wednesday! Wednesday is... not that. How's everybody doing? Today is the live stream, the thumbnail live stream day. Like all Wednesdays. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing well. My head is a lot lighter. I have less of a mullet. It's not bad. It's good. It's good feeling. A little cold. Good feeling. Okay. If you've never done these Wednesday thumbnail review live streams before, here's how it works. In the description, there are two links. One is to gaming channels, one is to non-gaming channels, okay? One of those probably applies to you. And whichever one you are, go pick a thumbnail of yours, whatever video that is, paste that link in the form. The video link, not your channel link, okay? And then I randomly select them and I will judge you. And yeah, and then I'll give you tips and stuff like that. And occasionally I'll draw something on Photoshop to get my idea across. These aren't Photoshop tutorials. No worries. It's so terrible. You wouldn't learn anything anyway. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with the one of the contests that we do. We kind of jump between Twitter and Threads and we alternate and stuff. And this one is Threads. The winner was from Threads. Nutty got banned on Twitch. That's crazy. Well, for a day, anyway. So the winner is this one. Okay. Grips Chan. This is my complete story and lore coverage of the Death Stranding. The video is for those who want to refresh on the game before the second one comes out, which I do. Or those who never played the first game and want to get caught up. So, I watched this video, at least the first 2 minutes or whatever, and it's good content. It's thorough. Your voice, hopefully you're here, but her voice is very nice for this type of content. She's got a great voiceover narrator voice. So really the only issue with this is how do we make it stand out from anybody else that did this? And I have an idea. Let's go ahead and jump on it. Well, that's not gonna work, is it? Where's the link? Sorry, he sent me the link. Give me a sec. There we go. 2 hours. Yeah, that is some content. Okay, Death Stranding, I mean, that is like so much work, and it's worth it. I mean, honestly, because I know it's such good content, I hope that changing the thumbnail will help you out. Sorry, this lighting situation is, there we go. One of my lights were off. Okay, we should be good now. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and look at Death Stranding story recaps and see how yours stacks up. And I'm gonna assume it looks very similar to the others, and the most popular person usually wins that battle. So you got to stand out just a little bit more, which, like I said, I have an idea. Okay, PlayStation. Yeah, well, I don't think you're gonna beat PlayStation. But they went the same route, a very cinematic picture, and then it says the story so far, word. That one is IGN branded, which, by the way, is how you brand on YouTube. A lot of you might think to put your logo in the thumbnails and stuff like that. The way that IGN does theirs, it's by text, style, color, okay? And that's how you brand on YouTube. Nobody cares about a logo that they've never seen before. If somebody asked me to draw the Target logo or the Adidas logo, I could do it. But without looking, if they asked me to draw the IGN logo, I wouldn't know what to draw. And so, like, that's how little of importance it is. Like, that's how much it doesn't matter. And it's kind of upsetting me that it's off-center. That's really bad. Anyway, so yeah, they don't include their logo, and it would be a waste of space anyway. It's a waste of space for all of us. Anyway, so all of these are very similar to yours. There's yours right there. And it's good. It's a really good picture. I think yours, I mean, they're using the same image. So you're kind of competing with these people that they're juggernauts in this space. So I was thinking maybe you pick one that stands out a bit more. I'm restating what I already said. Something that pops out a bit more. Something that you can crank up the greens. Something that looks like crazy. Like maybe somebody's never seen this game before, and so they see this right here. They see this guy. It's obviously a game, and they see all these like floating rocks. And if you can take that into Photoshop or Canva or whatever, and you crank up the saturation enough to get that green to pop, that catches eyes. And all you gotta do is find where it shows the sky a bit. Oh man, this game is amazing. So you can use some of that negative space for your text. The story so far and Death Stranding, which I do think is kind of important in this situation. You don't have to use that very specific thing that I did. That one's, man, I just saw another interesting one with a lot of negative space. That's interesting too if you could make the character pop out. I don't know how you would because it's all kind of gray, but it's something that I would consider because you have all the space up here. As long as the context is there where people can understand what's going on. Without seeing it in motion, I don't know if I would have picked up on it immediately without it being sharper, that it's like this giant crater. But yeah, another great shot is that inside the cave shot. Anyway, something to consider. Try to find an image that really stands out from everybody else, because you got the chops to be the biggest video, I believe. Yeah. You're succinct, your voice is good. I would just, yeah, do what you can to stand out image-wise. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and start drawing people. I was gonna make a Titanic joke. Yeah, so let's draw people. Jack. All right, that was gaming, so we're gonna start with non-gaming. Cool. And then I just pick this, and it's number 78. Who is the lucky winner? Mumbai Today Live. I don't know if this is, what's the main focus? News. All right, let's see what you got. Okay, so here's why I wouldn't click it. It's not real to me. If you want me to be invested in the stakes that you're talking about, then show real people, show real situations, because I'm thinking that this is like some AI thing. Okay, that's where I would start. You seem to be showing enough, like text-wise, so I would just make it a real image. Go look at other news channels and see what they do, okay? Because I think that'll really help you. I'm not gonna go to some AI thumbnail for my news. It's just, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Just like I don't go to them for motivation. Okay, this one's gaming. TF2, Pyro Gameplay, King of the Hill? Maybe that's what that stands for? Yeah, it does. Okay, so this is a situation where your contrast is bad, okay? This is tough to explain, but I can bring up Photoshop here. So, we've got, actually, let me turn that off for a second. So let's do some red text. We'll just use the exact red that you used. KOTH. Give it a sec. Here we go. I don't know what the deal is, but I think Photoshop had a new update that just slows it down completely. All right, I think that's the exact red you use. All right, so red pops off of black pretty easy. It pops off of green pretty terrible. It pops off of orange even terribler. because it's so close to that image. So look. Oh, that actually looks fine. Give me a sec. Or like a yellow. It's not the greatest, but it does kind of look like Kodak. Come on, Photoshop. All right, let's do a couple tests here. So this blue, it's hurt your eyes contrast. This green is a little okay, but when it comes to getting closer to what it is, it's kind of difficult to see and it kind of hurts. And so I don't know how to explain what I see when I see bad contrast, but it's like the edges almost sting a little bit. The red over brown is, yeah, it's like, it's so close on the spectrum. So you're gonna have a tough time making it stand out. Show you here, dude. It is so freaking slow. Okay, so here's like a brown, you know, yeah, there we go. So I could probably try to make that a little worse so you can understand that red doesn't go over brown. I think you get the idea, but it just, like, compared to that, it pops. Black, it pops. Then you get in like the middle here, we're in like the worst territory. And then up here it's a little better, and yeah, down there it's a little better, but yeah, this is just, I don't know, that hurts my eyes to look at. It almost like it leaves a silhouette when you look away. And so yeah, that's what's going on. Anyway, back to your thumbnail. The King of the Hill thing is like blocked by the mask, and then there's pyro gameplay under it, and like, it's just, I don't really know where to look, and it's not easily understandable at like one quick look, right? And so people are only giving you like 1 second anyway to look at your thumbnail. The pyro mask was probably a good call because it shows exactly what it is, but to show more exactlier, I would show some pyro gameplay, actual pyro gameplay, because you're making that promise to the viewer, and when they well, it's gonna hover, like it's gonna autoplay on the feed. And when it does, they're gonna see exactly what they expect to see, right? Right? Or they'll see that. Nothing. Okay. All right, you got 7 seconds of really not gameplay. You have like this intro thing that nobody cares about right now. You're not like, dude, just don't do it. All right. I would just just go back into the video and cut the first 7 seconds out. Because people want to see what you have to offer, and so like these intros and stuff, it's old news, okay? And the watch till the end, you're not helping anybody. Just doing any call to actions at the beginning of a video, hey, subscribe, like if you like this video. I don't know if I will, and by the time I get to the end, I'll probably forgot that you said that. Just stick it at the end after I enjoyed it, okay? Is that also yours? Because that one's pretty good. The text, yeah, this one's really cool, and it seems like you did a drop shadow under the red, which looks so much better than this one, which has that bad contrast thing again. Anyway, I think that like showing the actual gameplay is going to help you a lot. I think the reason that this one did better than normal is because the mask kind of catches your eye a little bit. It doesn't have a great contrast behind it because it blends in to the floor, but yeah, I still think it's okay. But yeah, I'd show some gameplay, or go search around and see what pyro gameplay, like what other ones are. I can't stick around much longer, but pyro TF2 gameplay, and see what they're showing. See if they're showing like, yeah, see, it's gameplay. All right, show gameplay. Non-gaming. Sorry, I got stuck on that one. Number 101, the very last person that submitted. Grumpmeister is touching grass. Okie doke. Hey, I remember. Hey, that's a really cool start. Like, it's visually interesting, and it's not showing a logo or anything, which is nice. Yeah. Maybe in that intro, like after you're speaking for about 4 or 5 seconds, you like leave your voiceover going and cut to some imagery change, because people, as they leave this playing on the front screen, you need something a little more dynamic to like keep their attention. It's the game of attention on YouTube is so tough. They wouldn't have stayed hovering for 10 seconds is what I'm saying. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. I get it. The thing flips you upside down. You know, I think the issue with this one is that, actually, I'll just show you exactly what I would do to change this. Bow, 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 bow. Let's go ahead and grab your face. Bow, bow, bow. And brighten that face up a little bit. That's probably what I would do to, like, it kind of gets my attention more now. It's tough to see that it's a face almost because it's upside down. It would be hilarious if you flipped your eyeballs and your mouth upside down like that one optical illusion. But yeah, that might be something that you could try. I think it's really interesting. This is one of those tests that I don't know how it will perform, but if you brighten yourself up a little bit, it might be easy to understand what's going on. Because like if you look at that difference there, catches my eye, not really sure what it is yet. You know, after 2 seconds you get it, but I think it's a really good thumbnail. And I love how you use the negative space of the sky. Like, dude, it's impressive how good this thumbnail is. I hope that people understand it's an upside down face immediately, because it's an experiment. That's one that I would do too. I don't know the answer, but I think it's really cool. Right. No restraints. Dude, that's a better thumbnail. Having no restraints written in your thumbnail, you should put those words in there, because they see the thumbnail first before they ever get to the title. If you said no restraints in this thumbnail, I think I would click it, like, because you're upside down, like no restraints. What's going on? Yeah, I would definitely do that. It's just you immediately give the stakes then. Damn, that's really good. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that was non-gaming. Let's go back to gaming. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I wanted to turn my head upside down too. It's yeah, if you ever want somebody to do that, that's how you do it. Channel name Treble 6. All right, the psychology of a Dark Souls player. The covenants of Dark Souls.
Classics as the Hollow Season and Dude, Where's My Bloodstain? I'm here with another installment of the psychology of a Dark Souls player.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear the audio, but I just wanted to hear what was going on, because there wasn't a whole lot going on in the intro, and so it's fine, you know, if people know what to expect, and I think that people know what to expect. I think it's solid. The Covenants of Dark Souls. I don't know what this means because I don't play it, but God, this is a perfect time for Dan to be here, because I don't know if conceptually this is a good thumbnail or not. It looks like they're all wanted or something, or they're all in trouble, because they're standing on the height thing. So I guess, dude, this sucks. I have no idea if this one's good. I can judge it aesthetically and say that I do like I do like it. There's room for everything. I don't necessarily know if the Covenants of Dark Souls is the best text to put in there, since it's already in your title. Maybe there's something more appealing that you could say and maybe point to a character or something like that. Like, all I would say is focus on what you're telling people in the video, like the most interesting thing about them, and maybe that's something to tease on the thumbnail. Outside of that, I think it's really cool. I mean, it's working too. 20 times outlier for you. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I wish I knew more about that game, but I just do not. But it seems like everything stands out, so there's room for everything. I'll take a look at your other thumbnails real quick, just because I suck so bad. This one right here, there's like almost too much going on, and the text is hard to read because it's so small. This one, the text is extremely hard to read because it's small and there's no contrast of it. Yeah, some of them are like a mixture of like what kind of text, and you couldn't decide on what font you wanted. So yeah, let's take a look at the most popular. You kind of have a vibe going with it, so I don't absolutely hate it or anything. But as you get to like the older ones, it's almost like there's two different types of text, and yeah. You get more of that, like, it's not really a thumbnail. It's a meme, basically. And so that's why I'm saying it's a vibe. Because, like, it's not a bad thing either. But this one, you did well on picking the font and sticking with it and kind of keeping, I don't know, it's more uniform. And it's working, so, yeah. Hopefully I gave you something that you can work with, man. And then this one is probably my least liked one, which is your third most popular, just because there's too much text. I don't even know which text to read there. There's too much going on. And so a lot of people interested in the game might give it a chance, but that's your core audience. You want to expand a little bit and get people that might not even know about the game to maybe be interested in what you got to do, like, or what you're going to break down. Like Any Austin, he gets me interested in games that I've never even played just because of like the deep dives that he does. So yeah, anyway, hopefully that helped you a little bit, man. I'm not well versed in gaming. I play Breath of the Wild and that kind of crap. Oh, The Witcher 3, I know everything about The Witcher 3, but that's it. That's because it's my favorite game. Outside of that, I don't play games that are hard. Sorry. I'm a wuss. I think the word gas could be removed here because it's the only thing confusing me. 1,000 times more life. If that makes you uncomfortable because it seems like you're stating something that we don't know yet, a question mark at the end of life could make it go. It could go far because it's like 1,000 times more life. This planet, maybe. You know, the stuff that you have on the thumbnail and the way that you're arranging it, I really like. I think there's room for everything. But when I see 1,000 times more life gas, it makes me, or do they mean oxygen? Like, what's going on? I don't know what life gas is, so maybe that's the only thing that's kind of confusing me. This, more habitable than Earth, yeah, that's more the vibe that I was thinking. More life than Earth, cool. Bigger and better than Earth, okay. I would use this exact thumbnail that you used, and then 1,000 times more life, question mark if you want, but arrow pointing to it. It's the glow of the text that really sticks out for me on that one. Very cool. Okay, moving back to gaming. That one was easy. That was good. It's nice when you guys are solid on your ideas, and that I understand when I understand them. Retired gaming. First new weapon only. First new weapon only. Fortnite first pickup only. I think the word new in here is confusing me. Like, so you start with the weapon and then you get a new weapon? Like, that's what I'm thinking that means. So you can only ditch your weapon once. But what I think is going on is you're just doing one weapon. So first weapon only would be the thing that makes sense there, I think. Like, you only use the first weapons you pick up? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So it's like the first weapon only. It's easy to... Oh, okay, hold up. No, it means only using recently added weapons. First new oh man. Okay, when he lands... Okay, No, he means when he lands, he can only use the first weapon he finds. Come on, y'all. All right, so retired gaming. Do you see why this is confusing? Why nobody's really understanding what's going on? It's maybe it's like you can only use the new updated weapons, right? If that's what you're saying, then your concept is too complicated. The world is dumb. You need to dumb it down, okay? Make it as simple as you possibly can. First weapon only, that's fine. I think that the reason you're showcasing these specific weapons on the thumbnail is because it is like new updated weapons, like whoever said. Makes sense to me. Only use first weapon. Yeah, easy. See, that's easy to understand. I just think that it's a tough go there. It's just a tough topic, a tough concept. If you ever see another YouTuber do this, pay attention to what exactly they say in their thumbnail, in their title. Because first new weapon only is just a little confusing. Outside of that, you have space for everything. It's nice. It's keeping up with your style. I remember you. So, yeah. Yeah, it's clean. Okay, back to non-gaming. Do 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 do. Ba ba do. Bam 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 ba dam. I hope you guys can hear the music, because otherwise that was probably really annoying. Oh, it was annoying anyway, but you know. Why does it say share a referral link? I don't like that. Okay, 15-year-old's dream setup, gaming setup tour. Okay, you can, all right, cool. Dream gaming setup tour. Okay, this is solid. Setup tour. I don't know. Yeah, the second one is better because you took off the warmth, and I think that all this white definitely needed more of a cold filter. And the setup tour is fine. Not the font that I would have picked personally, but if it's like your brand font or whatever, it makes sense. It's like you have this very like sleek, like Apple looking setup, right? And then it's more of like a funny font. So there's a little bit of a mismatch there for like from a designer perspective. But 15-year-old's dream gaming setup tour, cool.
My gaming black hats. Show them.
Yeah, this is pretty dope. I don't know what else they show when it comes to like battle stations stuff. Oh, dude, you should do a hashtag battle stations, because I think I assume a lot of people's setups are going to be showing gaming desk setup and stuff like that. Just to see if you can pull those in. Maybe not. See, it's battle stations on Reddit, so I assumed it was a lot of stuff. Good lord, these search results are awful. Like, how is that even relevant? Anyway, yeah. So I think I think you're just showing exactly what you need to show. I don't know if I would change much about this. If anything, I guess I could maybe try to point at some. I don't know. You know what? I don't think that would work for this. I think you're fine. I guess the font was my only caveats, because if you tried to make somebody interested in like something and pointing at it or whatever, I just don't know if that works with the whole battle stations vibe. Yeah, I like this. I would personally change the font, but that is up to you. Chest on fire. Hey, that's a good point. Dex, the TV man, said increase the saturation on that one. Anything with color would have popped off that white if you do that. So yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Something to consider. Okay, 99% of players don't do this and lose. Episode 5. It's a hell of a title. cool, but I hate that you got these black lines on the, I don't know. It's AI generated, probably, that's why. Because you can't do a perfect 16 by 9 image. You'll say 16 by 9, but it doesn't make 16 by 9. Let me show you what I mean. This is a regular size thumbnail, and then there's yours. So yeah, ChatGPT or whatever one you generated that with, is no good. Like the vidIQ AI tool will generate 16 by 9 images, but this just doesn't. So if you're into the AI, like at least getting your concepts, or maybe you generate stuff and then add stuff onto it. I do that sometimes. Yeah, the AI tool is probably where you want to go. Links in the description. I think, yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of like messed up stuff down here too, but let's go ahead and take a look and see what it would look like if ChatGPT didn't make it, or if at least filled it out. Yeah, sometimes you can immediately tell with the text too. Like, I like this vibe, the yellow popping off the blue. Everything really looks crisp and nice, but it's just not special and almost doesn't represent the game. I guess the actual game that you're playing. Sorry. I think I lost mine. Maybe I closed it. Did I close it? God. Yeah. So yeah, if it's a top down and it's showing an arrow and stuff like that, I think that those really help. Let's look up best chess move. I just think that it would be a top down view. Yeah, top down view immediately. There, top down view. That shows a top down view, but that's more of like a match. Yeah, something to consider. The top down view really catches the eyes of the chess audience. And it's because it's the game that you're playing, right? If people search that game and then they see it represented on a thumbnail or something, and they say, hey, that's the game I play, and then there's a strategy I don't know about, let me take a look. So yeah, that's how you play that game. So I would recommend taking a screenshot, making your own arrows, and yeah, and try not to just use AI for the whole thing. That's what I would do. Okay, that was gaming. Let's do non-gaming now. Tandoori mutton chop recipe as Baccarat-eyed special by Mini Bites. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. But somebody not familiar with this, I don't know if it's good or not, like good looking. You need to pull your image or your camera back to give us the context that it's on a plate and that there are some silverware and stuff. Because it being this close to the food, people not familiar with the dish, they're not sure what they're looking at. And so I'm not sure what it kind of looks like ribs, but if you pull it back a little bit and give me the context, it looks like there might be some lemon wedges and some tomatoes and stuff. Like the whole dish needs to be shown for this to like really appeal to people that want to cook. Okay. Outside of that, I think the color is fine. So just work on backing that up a little bit. Back that thing up. Yeah, these shots are pretty good. They're a little close. Everything is just a little too close. So close. Yeah, if whatever you can do to pull the camera back. I use mutton chops. Okay. All right. So I use the 0.6. I use my phone for everything, like the content I do on my channel. And the way I can see everything is I use the wide angle lens. And so it, like any modern phone, I think has somewhat of a moderate wide angle. And so that's what I use. On this camera, I have a wide angle attachment. As you can see, you got really close to my face now. And so that's something to consider as well. If your camera doesn't have a wide angle option or whatever, you can actually buy a lens, and it attaches like by friction. And so I can just kind of clip it back on, and yeah. So no matter what camera you have, try to look up how to do wide angle, and that should help you a little bit. Make sure my polarizer stopped. I'm just gonna look at the screen until it disappears. There we go. All right. That's how you get rid of reflections. Anyway, I hope I helped. If I didn't, too bad. Moving back to gaming. 22. Softbox gamer. I earned my first star in Water Park Simulator. Okay. That start is a little dizzying. Okay. I've never heard of this game, but it looks fun. Alright. Okay, so your thumbnail is too busy. You gotta go find a spot in the game. I don't even know if this is a part of the game or if it's real. But there's so much going on back there, I could almost not even recognize that there were words here or there was an arrow. And so that's the kind of stuff that you gotta take into consideration. And so what you're looking for is negative space. And that'll help a little bit. Negative space or something with like not a lot going on behind it that you can stick. Like this sidewalk, for instance, can be called negative space because it's just like text can go over it and nothing like intersects with it, right? It's like a flat texture. Skies work for that. I would definitely go look for a shot of a pool itself because all that water is kind of like a negative space that you could work with. Yeah, sorry, I can't really find a good shot. Well, I saw one, but anyway, yeah, so that's what I would do. This image, I don't know if it's the Water Park Simulator like cover photo or whatever you call that, but I wouldn't use it. I would actually go and find an image of the actual game, find one with like a lot of negative space, like I said, and put your text over that, and that should help. And what really helps, since you said you got a star, whatever that looks like when you get a star in the game, that's kind of the graphic you want to use. Because this is more like, I don't know, restaurants and stuff. Outside of that, to help separate your arrow and your text more, you put a little bit of an outline here, but that doesn't help with so much busyness. A little drop shadow would have worked, though, for that arrow. And so my first star, which I wouldn't have used those words, if you wanted that to be super important to see, you would have had to make it bigger anyway. So, yeah. Also, you're kind of repeating the title, but hopefully I gave you enough to work with. I know that was a lot of stuff, but it's just this stuff takes practice. I wasn't good at it when I started. I tried to show way too much in mine too, so it just takes practice and, you know, watch more videos or every thumbnail you do, just like listen to more advice afterwards or ask somebody what the video's about, that sort of thing. Just get more perspective after every one you do. Takes practice, that's it. Do it more. 13. When I first started, I think I got started like 4 or 5 years ago. And so for like my first year and a half on YouTube, I wanted to learn as much as I possibly could. So I was actually a viewer of vidIQ before I ever got the job. And so the way that I got the job was actually I joined the Discord and I was sharing my stuff and I got reviewed on a stream like this. And then Travis asked me to edit a video for him, and then through that, I ended up getting a job as a thumbnail artist and then making videos and stuff. But before all that, I was always listening to YouTube advice, and it was like on when I was in the shower or whatever. And every time I made a video, then I'd go and I'd listen to more, and then like more things would stick. After about a year or so, you don't have to listen to any more, but it always like helped refresh these ideas for me. So yeah, I listened to that and video creators, which ended up merging with vidIQ, but yeah, those are my favorites. Yeah, so anyway, that was a little rant, not needed, but there you go. little insight into my journey. Universal Helios Grand Hotel, good for kids? Is that, if this is all this video is about, is it good for kids? If it, like you're doing a report on the hotel, then I can understand why that's in the thumbnail. But it looks like you're doing more of a tour. And so this is definitely not the most powerful thing that you could put in your thumbnail. Good for kids? Like, I don't know how many people are gonna care so much about that more than like the beauty of the hotel and the crazy features and amenities that it has. I might be wrong. I don't have kids, but when I think luxury YouTube content, people only care about rich stuff, and they want to fantasize about it. You know, they want to pretend they're you. So the pool shot is pretty nice. Yeah, I would definitely show something like one of these features, like whatever your most beautiful shot is. I think I've given you this advice before. Not something like that, not something like the statue, because like when I first see it, I don't understand what's going on. You got to have something like really easy to understand, but super beautiful. Like, sorry, I'm looking for it. If the whole thing is mostly about your kids, and if the hotel's good for kids, then I understand why you put that. Yeah, see, this is like really pretty. Wow, what a shot. So I would do something like that. The evergreen angle, and the name of the hotel being the main part to entice people, then yeah, so this shot right here. Yeah, so I would use something more like that. The kids angle is just not, it's not super enticing, especially for people with no kids. Imagine being there at the Grand Helios or near it and thinking, man, we should check out that hotel and see what all it has. And then they see one touring the place, and then they see one that says good for kids. They think, oh, well, that one's about kids. You know, I want to see the hotel. And so that's kind of what you're communicating with that. Anyway, I hope that helps. Just remember, you don't have to put text in a thumbnail. It's only to enhance the idea that you're conveying or to create curiosity. And I don't think that this hotel being good for kids is like a huge curiosity point for the majority of people. I'm done beating the dead horse, but you understand what I'm saying. Sorry, I've said it like several different times in different ways. But there are so many cool looking things. Wow, that is crazy. And so when you see these tour stuff, sometimes they break it down into 3 columns, and they show 3 separate things that look amazing on that tour video. Go look at Disney tours. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway. Okay, we got questions coming up, so get ready for your questions. Anything about YouTube. Doesn't have to be just thumbnails. I'm opening it up. For those that don't know, this is like my second to last stream for vidIQ. I'm leaving after, yeah, well, my last day is the 30th, but yeah, the next stream is my last one. I am moving on to other pastures. Maybe not greener, but they're different. I'm not going to a competitor or whatever. I'm just doing my own channel. I'm excited about the content I'm doing, and so that's what's going on there. That was non-gaming, so we're doing gaming. Smoke shop. After I said it on my last stream last week, my Discord grew by like 250 people. It's freaking crazy. Okay, number 60. Reviews every day on my end. Yeah, that would be against my contract. Lethal Company on LSD. Delivery Pals demo gameplay. Lethal Company or Delivery Pals? What is this? Lethal Company. In today's episode, Lethal, like where we deliver food to aliens. Ooh. Maybe Lethal Company is something about the game? I'm not so sure. Let's look at Delivery Pals instead. This is one of those situations where I'm like, I don't know the game. I don't know games. Okay, kind of a smaller topic. Delivery Pals. I don't see much about Lethal Company. I'm gonna type that in too. Just maybe I'm missing something. Lethal Company. The reason I'm looking into this is because if you're the only person that's saying it, that person is saying it too. Go with the jump in Lethal Company. Oh, that I'm not so. Okay, so Lethal Company is another game, and you're kind of pretending to do that in a different game, I'm guessing. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. Somebody fill me in. Delivery Pals is Lethal Company on LSD. That I understand, because this game is this game, but on LSD. Okay, thank you. Now I understand. I get it. Change your title. That's seriously. I understand now. Thank you for clearing that up. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay. Now I kind of understand what that title is now, but yeah, I would change it to that exact thing, right? Delivery Pals is Lethal Company on LSD. And people gotta see like that. I immediately understand, even as somebody that doesn't play the game, and seeing this, I guess, is okay. But if you could actually show more of like a crazy delivery or something, you've kind of made a thumbnail that isn't about the game. And so, yeah, that's a big mistake. So show the most shocking, crazy thing, because like now I see the thumbnail was confusing me. Now I see what's going on with the first person view and everything. So show a crazy part of this delivery, or show this character. I get it now. Okay. Yeah, it was just, you're confusing people, and I think if you make these changes, you'll be better off. Okay, let's do non-gaming. Nose questions in, guys. Okay, I'll do this one and then we'll jump on questions. Gruntmeister's touching grass. I can't do that one again. 148. Somebody that just submitted. Food and beer. Johan's Mats. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's see what this translates to, because it's not a language I understand. Skip navigation, insert chat, refresh 3. That's probably not what that says. Tasty dinner on a griddle. Okay, cool. I guess all I would think to do is give it a little more context by zooming out. This is pretty close to perfect in my opinion. You being in front of it is a little awkward in the way that it's obviously like you made the image in Photoshop or whatever and you stuck yourself in front of it. The only way I could see this actually working well is if you're holding the dish instead. If you insist on putting yourself in there, it is your channel. then I would hold the dish instead. The star of the show is the dish or the beer. But if you're gonna put yourself in there, don't make it look like you photoshopped it. I would do like a genuine image, and I'm sure you probably already have one by the end. So yeah, I would try to do a pose or something like that. Get a real solid picture taken. You just holding it like this, a wide angle lens. You could be like, that's what I would do. Okay. Let's get to these questions. What's your channel name? John Scott. It's at Hey John Scott. That's my channel name. And yeah, you can go there and find my Discord and stuff like that. How can I bring curiosity to my thumbnail if I had an Age of Empires thumbnail, and how to get better at the game? What can I show? Oh, it's how to get better at the game. What can I show? So what I would do in your situation is, hey, I recognize your name. I would show something that not everybody really considers, like focus on a technique or something that you have to grind to do or whatever. There's this one action that you have to do that everybody thinks is underrated or nobody pays attention to, but it is the most important action to get better at Age of Empires. That action needs to be on your thumbnail, okay? And this is the thing that, here's the text. Everybody misses this, or everyone forgets this, and then it points at the thing. And so it might be something that's not obvious to a lot of players, but they have to click to find out. That's what I would do. That's how you get that curiosity in there. Promise something that they haven't seen before. For a walking video, what would you put in the thumbnail? The most pretty thing or the most interesting thing? Either or. If there's not something that's super interesting, go pretty. But if there's something interesting there's enough context to understand kind of what it is visually, or like if it's a dog barking at something that you can't see, like there's some curiosity there. What's that dog barking at? Like that's that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a toss up on that one. You kind of have to play it by ear. Is 78.6 a good swipe to view ratio on shorts? It depends on how long your short is. I actually know I know this answer because that's what I'm doing on my channel. But if you'd like, let's go ahead and take a look at my channel real quick, and you can see exactly what a good swipe to view ratio is. Because this will help you understand. I'll show you a 30-second and a 50-some second, and you can see which ones went viral or whatever. Sorry, one sec. I don't want to share everything. This one is 41 seconds. That's fine. Trying not to share my wallet here. Not at least my complete wallet. Okay, there's the engaged, and engaged. Okay, let's take a look. Sorry for all those that don't do shorts views, but this is what they look like when they go viral. Okay, this one is, sorry, one second. Because it says engaged views, it doesn't necessarily mean that's how many views are. So this one has 21.4 million views. And so 12 million of them are engaged, and those are the ones that you get paid for. At 25 seconds, 80% of people stayed to watch. So that's pretty good for 25 seconds, apparently. This one has 49 million views, 22.6 million are engaged. 30 seconds, 81.3% stayed to watch. Let's look at a longer one. 9.2 million views engaged, so it's about 18 million views. 41 seconds, 81.5% of people stayed to watch. Usually when they pass the 80% mark, they do pretty well, but I know that the swipe rate at first usually says like 75, and so it grows as the people get more interested. Anyway, hopefully that helped you, and I could actually share that information without sharing all my Skeletons. Okay. Do you think screenshots from a game are still the way to go, even if it's educational related more so than gameplay itself, if they look great? If you're teaching something about the game, but I mean, you're showing a lot of the gameplay, so it makes sense to me. As long as like the title doesn't say gameplay, and yeah, I think it's fine. One of my favorite creators right now is Any Austin, and it's like him standing with a mic and pointing at something in the game, and it's all educational. It's all him just like shooting the breeze. However you want to say that appropriately. But yeah, his is like educational, and he shows gameplay. You're teaching game stuff, so it makes sense to show gameplay. Yeah. Does the bandana hide a secret avatar arrow? No. It hides a widow's peak. Does your shorts need to be similar or related to your long form content? I think I've been wondering about this, okay? There is this guy named Out that like this is something that I'm struggling with because you know what? I'm just going to show you my channel so you can understand what's going on. I don't know what to expect here. Mine are getting anywhere from 4 million to 40 million views on my shorts, whereas my long form videos are also entertainment, but they're not the same format. This is like real life stuff, what I'm doing, and then these are more like a hybrid of me and
someone kept eating my
animation,
dad's lunch
right?
at his construction job. So
I don't know, like in my head the niche is related, they're both entertainment, but these just don't do as well as my shorts. Obviously they're not going to get millions of views, but I wonder if I did a long form video and it was animated hybrid like that and I was telling a story, would it perform? I don't know, but I do know that Al Jokes, he grew himself from shorts, and he's got like 2 million subscribers now, and his long form, although it's 2 minutes, his widescreen, not his vertical, 200,000 views, 89,000 views 7 days ago. They're sort of like skits, but they're kind of the same thing that he does. He branches out, but yeah, I don't know. I think once you built yourself up enough, it kind of doesn't matter as long as you stick around to doing what you usually do. So I don't know. I've been wondering the same thing, but hopefully that clears nothing up for you. Yeah. Is watching, liking, and commenting on your own video right after published going to do anything? Nope. How about ignoring them when they are shown in our feed? Why would your own video be shown in your feed? That doesn't make sense. Does that happen? Maybe if you're thinking it does happen. Wow. So I don't. Whatever you do to your video, YouTube's not going to pay attention to that. But also consider that even if you had another profile and it showed up on that feed or whatever, you interacting with that video is like the most minimal interaction, impression, whatever that YouTube could consider. It would be negligible on how much it would affect it. You got to think big picture here, and like the little stuff that you do doesn't matter. So just remember, no matter what, try not to share your video links. That's where I'm at with it. Don't go sharing your video links, because the people that click them might not necessarily be interested in what you do. Maybe it's your family clicking because they're nice and they don't stick around to watch the whole thing because you're boring or whatever, or you're boring to them, and that hurts the channel. You want YouTube to find it for you. Don't go pushing, let YouTube go pulling. Okay. What was that? Okay. What are some good tips for dealing with the new YouTube algorithm being strictly viewer based? I have no idea what that means. Is that I don't know what that is. I've never heard of something like that. How can you get more viewers on vertical live stream? I did this here, I'll check it out. Actually, I have the overlay still. I did this interview with Nutty. He is like the king of streaming and tools and like all the new things on Twitch or whatever. But he also does multi-streaming, where he does vertical. And his take I really liked. If you want to stick out on vertical streaming, you have to do something so engaging that people stay. And in the vertical space, it is very competitive. And so the only way to be engaging enough to make people stay is for them to immediately understand the stakes of what's going on and to get invested like that. Seems to be, and TikTok figured this out, the only way to get people to stick around for stuff like that is to make it a game, is to make it like some sort of contest, and that's where you get all these galaxies and people competing and stuff like that. Because when you see it happen, you're scrolling and then you see it happen, you immediately know what's going on. And so that's kind of what sticks out on the stream, or on the vertical stream. And so when people understand the stakes immediately, that's what's going on. They understand what's at risk immediately. They'll stick around for that. And contests and games work. How to know if a new thumbnail has had a positive or negative impact on the views count. So if the views go up, it's positive, and if the views don't, then it's probably negative. Yeah. If the new thumbnail had the effect, I guess the only way to like truly know is to switch a thumbnail and see how it works. You could try to use YouTube's A/B tool. I personally don't recommend it. The disclaimer here is that I don't represent vidIQ by saying that. That's just something that I personally feel. So the only way to truly know is by changing it and seeing if it goes up or down. But the package matters. Is 99% swipe away good? If 99% of people are staying, then yeah, that's good. But then again, if you're making like meme content and it's 5 seconds long, that 99% doesn't mean crap. You're gonna need a 300% for stuff like that. So it all matters on the length of the video. Question, I have a hard time creating captivating titles without being vague or seeming misleading. Any suggestions? Yeah, I would share it with a friend or share it with a Discord community. The vidIQ community is great for this. You pitch the idea and then they either understand it or they don't, and they'll give you tips on how to improve it. Getting perspective is all it takes, and just being able to share that with other people and then help them when they need help, you know, like that's how it works. Can you use photos of other larger creators and thumbnails if I'm making content trying to beat a record they set? If the title is like beating Ludwig's record or something like that, and it's, yeah, that makes sense, right? If you're upfront about what you're trying to do, yeah, that's fine, I would say. I don't really know how to, yeah, that seems totally fine. How do you determine what a good click-through rate is if you're just getting started? I don't know. I think you just have to keep uploading, and then you understand what your average is, and then you get what, like when one does better, you know it does better. Click-through rates are different for everybody. vidIQs can be anywhere from 7 to 12, depending on like what the good video is. I've had click-through rates at 3% for vidIQ go viral. It's like, these are just kind of weird things that like you really can only compare with yourself. My thumbnail rates for my personal channel are at like 4%, and I know some of them are good thumbnails, but it's not something that I hinge my full faith in or whatever. You gotta weigh it against yourself. Should you turn off publish to subscription feed and notify subs? Why would you? Don't you want your core audience to see it? Because like they'll immediately interact with it as soon as they see it, hopefully, if it's good. If the only reason that you should ever turn that off is if you're trying something really new and like you're trying to get a new audience in. But if you're doing the same old stuff, you know, your niche or whatever, I'd leave it on. Can we do the giveaway tool? Sure. Cool. Okay, we're done. Okay, see you guys. I just realized I was showing that the whole time. Anyway, yeah, let's do the giveaway tool. A full hour of the giveaway tool. Should we do that? Yeah, let's. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, yeah, screw it. Hashtag arrows for win. No. Hashtag John. I saw somebody do hashtag John. We're doing that. Hashtag John. Yeah, we'll do a full hour of the giveaway tool. Screw it. I don't care. All right, whoever was quick enough, you're getting picked. It's selected between like 6 people. Leon? Late Gan. Bow. Hey, that was an easy channel to find. Oh no! We got logos. We got logos in the thumbnail. How could you, Leanne? Okay, I'm gonna point out a lot of mistakes you're making, and don't let this hurt your feelings, okay? Because you do have some good stuff going on here, and interesting stuff too. You're just overly 2008 YouTube. All right, so here's a subscribe right on your profile picture. Don't. Here's a subscribe right here of Adventure Today. Oh, it's so set. There's too many texts going on. Like, make a center theme, okay? Subscribe. No, this says social media links pointing down here, but that's not how that works anymore. The Wild Wonders of South Africa. Cool. All right, let's focus on that. That is your banner and only your banner. Seriously, like this right here. This should be your banner or something similar to that. All that other stuff, dude, when I see it, I'm like, oh, this is like a child made this stuff. This is crazy. I'm not gonna watch this. There's too much stuff going on. That's terrible contrast, by the way. I wouldn't use those specific colors, but yeah, I would simplify things. I would work on getting a really solid image of like multiple animals. Maybe they fade into each other. You know, show what's beautiful about Africa, and then that could be the Wild Wonders of South Africa. Or you could even have like your channel name or something like that. But all this other stuff is just mess. Okay. And nobody, feel free to leave a comment in your banner. Like, no. Just don't do this stuff, man. And so like in your thumbnails, there's just so much going on as well. Too much text. Your logo for some reason is in your thumbnails, which should never be. It's just, I understand why, but that's not what branding is on YouTube. Color and like a consistent font is more like branding on YouTube. And so you have all these different fonts, and then you have the amount of elements in your font is too many. Like there's like 100 people in this one. And then there's a snake, and then a subscribe at the bottom, and then a part 1. So I hope I'm making it clear to you that there's too much crap to look at. It's too much stuff to understand for somebody that will see it for 1 second and scroll right by it, okay? You have to get that attention like that. 1 second, what am I gonna show that gets somebody to click for 1 second? I can't even read all the stuff on your thumbnail in 1 second. So yeah, I think the profile picture it stands out to me. I think it's cool. I mean, the orange is something that you don't see a whole lot on YouTube. So if you could just get rid of that subscribe thing and like all the text in it, and just make that tree your logo. Like that make that your profile picture. I think that would really stand out. When I see a tree like that, I think, okay, Africa for sure. So if anything, just zoom in and make that, because all the other stuff, like when you zoom so far out, you can see it right here. It becomes this mess. Okay. I am so sorry. There was so much to correct here, but I hope that it helped. I mean, if I had this channel, I would want somebody to tell me all this stuff too. And I feel so bad for doing it, but okay, thank you. Thank you for understanding that I'm not trying to be a jerk. Hey, you have more members than I do. Like, dude, that's awesome, right? And actually, these members' thumbnails look great. These are fine. Cool, man. Good. I'm glad. Yeah. Yeah, that is so much text right there. Okay. That one is pretty fine, except for the logo on the top. Getting that idea across in like one second. Oh wow, these are really, really good. Yeah. Are these your videos? Because like, yeah, okay. So 5 years ago, you were doing something way right. I don't know where it went wrong, but I think it's because of overthinking. When somebody watches stuff like this and they take all these notes of other thumbnails and they see like, okay, well, he added text there and he created curiosity. You try to do it all. And like, really, whatever I say, you could just ignore and do what got 500,000 views. And so like, that's what's up. Like you have consistent high viral videos more than I ever have. Okay. COVID stopped me from getting out there. Okay. All right. Well, just so you know, the simplicity of these thumbnails outside of like the little logo at the top, which I still find annoying. And like the little logo or the link in there, like people don't see these things and take action from them. So you don't need a call to action in your thumbnails, like subscribe or like or a link. Nobody goes there. Nobody does that thing. Always say subscribe like at the end of your video if you're trying to do a call to action. Yeah, YouTube is becoming a lot simpler and people are responding to simple things. And I bet that these still get views because they're so simple. All right, they're easy to understand. So yes, like these simple images of like wildlife without anything else are great. Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. That one was a really, really good channel to check out because there was a lot to learn from. And it's crazy. Sometimes we can get in our own head and go way off track. And especially after you had so many views and so much interaction. And now you could use similar thumbnails like that and similar titles and stuff like that. And you could cover it. You don't have to necessarily be there to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Or like this life-saving elephant medicine or whatever. And it's like the medicine is all you're showing in the thumbnail and maybe an elephant in the background. Two elements, easy to understand. Just like these, yeah, keeping it simple. It really, really helps. And it was good to see that you were killing it. Okay, Droid Mage, you're next. That is surprising that nobody, like you were the first person to pop up. I expected that to be like a popular name. Okay, Droid Mage, live on Saturdays and Sundays. Cool, for the love of games. Got it. Easy, easy. Hey everyone, recently started creating shorts. Got an M dash up in here. Maybe thinking AI wrote this. Okay, yeah, that's just a lot of stuff I'm not gonna read. I don't think anybody else will either. Something to consider. These thumbnails are pretty cool looking. This is good branding in my opinion. Cause it all, like, look at this. Look at these fonts. Look at these colors. It's a branded YouTube channel and it's branded correctly, except for the Droid Mage at the bottom right. But that doesn't even bug me because it's so small it doesn't get in the way of anything. So what's wrong with this channel then? What's happening here? 15,000 chrono crystals, F2P summons, hunting Saiyans. Okay, very long titles for one. 4 new characters, succession mechanic, Cybermen, Summon, and more. Okay, what is it about? Is it about all that stuff? Ground battles are here, full breakdown on what it means for PvP. So all I can think is that this stuff just isn't important for people to pay attention to. Sorry, give me a sec. 7 insane characters we need for DB Legends. Okay. Is it... Yes, some of them hit and some of them don't. But these thumbnails are really, really solid, in my opinion. Like, it seems that when you do, like, high... I don't know, like, super dynamic graphics, it does get more from people. It's weird because, like, your biggest video is the worst looking one, in my opinion, because of the background. There's too much going on there. But yeah, this highly stylized thumbnail tends to work. That's your more popular videos. And then when they get more simple, I guess they don't do as well. Well, I don't know. It's kind of a mix. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think it's hit or miss on topics here. You're kind of locked into a niche. So if anything, I would just kind of look up what other DB Legends channels are doing, what they're focusing on, and maybe consider how you can do what they do, but your own way, you know, put your own twist on it. That's the stealing like an artist vibe that a lot of us strive for. Okay, I just closed YouTube. Oh goodness. Well, I have a feeling it's going to be easy to find, but I could be wrong. Easy to find. Okay. Man, we have another channel that's very similar to this. I like it. I mean, I have a tough time giving advice to that channel too, because it's like you're just kind of showing. Is this the same channel, just a different? It's pretty. This spaceship kind of looks similar to that. Yeah, they're audiobooks. Nick, yeah, there. I put my Russian channel on accident. No, I was gonna say I thought this was you. Okay, I was like, there's a pretty similar channel. Yeah, okay. I always have tough time figuring this out. Citadel fantasy story read by the author. Okay, 52 minutes. Cool. Dark Blood fantasy story audio read by the author. Man, I hate when you submit because I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know how. What are other channels that do this that are like blowing up, if there are? Because it's so unique, it's specific to you. The last one got 8,000. I mean, that's got to be good, right? Yes, your most popular video. Because you're being consistent. I mean, maybe it's not. Where the hell are the titles? Am I losing my mind here? Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, dude. Honestly, it's just about making more content and just keeping at it because people enjoy it. You have a bit of a core audience. 8,000 subscribers for this one. I really don't know what to tell you. I think this imagery is good for what you do. That one I'm not so sure about. In Russia, video titles you. I think one of my favorite ones is this spaceship. I remember seeing that. Yeah, your spaceships are cool. Dude, I'm sorry, I got nothing for you. Keep making content. People like it. Just keep making it. Every now and then, maybe experiment with something outrageous, and maybe it'll hit, maybe it'll fail. But that's what we do as YouTubers. You know, we double down on what works, and once we've built that little platform, that little routine, then we can start reaching out and seeing which ways we can grow. Sorry, Nick. Yeah. 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 I feel bad, man. Yeah, those thumbnails are very, very cool. I've always been confused about that one. Big J unfiltered. If it's unfiltered, I'm gonna open it off screen. That's deep. What did I say? I probably said something stupid. Guess you never know what should be filtered. Okay, yeah, it's fine, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So, new to content creating, walk with me on this fun journey. Be sure to go follow my social medias, links below. Okay. You know, even with the CTA in there, which I'm not sure if they should have, it's just refreshing to see that somebody wrote their own description. Like, everybody ChatGPTs that thing, and it's like, I don't know why. This is interesting. I am less invested in the ones with AI images. With you in there talking, I get it. I don't know why, like, the lighting is so dark on here. Yours is GTP'd. Yeah, dude. I mean, okay, so to improve your thumbnails first, I would change up the lighting. It's up to you if you want to change the lighting in your video, but people need a human to connect with. And so when you see something like this, it's depending on the contrast of the screen, you might not see it, right? So I would just, like, you need some light on your face. Yeah, definitely get some light. And then I think connecting with you, like, visually, I'm more interested than seeing those AI thumbnails. Okay, so there are real people that you're talking about this. Woman shocking first date story. Here's what I would do. Let me just whip you up a thumbnail real quick. It's been a while since I've done this, so. We'll use, okay, so you have this picture that you use all the time, and there you go. Hope you like chess. You seem to use this one a couple times, and there's really nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. You could vary it up a bit. People will think that everyone is unique if you do change. And it's as simple as using a screenshot from your video. So I'm not gonna jump way into like what text to put on there, but I will show you like what format I would do. Let's just put a black background in here for a second. Okay, I'm not exactly sure if it should be bigger or not, but yeah, for sure. Okay, all right, so let's go get a picture of her because it's a real person, and that I can relate to, I can be invested in, but the AI people I cannot. We'll just grab that one, copy. And sometime, you know what? It depends on how you want to do it, but even just grabbing the square or the vertical part of the TikTok is enough for people to be like, oh, okay. You could use the entire like vertical. Hold on, let me go ahead and make that a smart object. You could use this and maybe have like your own background in there, and then you could have this pop out on the side. This I can immediately tell that like you're doing commentary on this and your idea is conveyed. If you wanted to cut her out of there or something, it's fine, but like this, I don't know, I like this better. It's obvious that you're doing commentary on this person's TikTok, and it's a format that everybody is familiar with. If you ever wanted to, it would be nice if her head was up top just a little bit more. You could probably cut the top of that off, actually. Don't cut her head off, but you know what I mean. Like this. Okay, so you could actually add your own text and point down at it if you got something hilarious to say or whatever. These are just ideas I would try, man. I mean, showing your reaction to a crazy situation. I don't know why it's the worst date ever. Maybe there's that information that you want to show on the thumbnail. Something so shocking that people have to click to find out the context. But yeah, that's what I would do. Keep it simple. You and the thing you're reacting to. Yeah. He left her on the first date. Okay, yeah, so left on the first date's fine. Maybe there's something more interesting, but left on the first date could be pointing right at her. Okay, let's move on. Hopefully that helped a little bit. I really want to watch that now. Yeah. Worst date ever. Cut her head off. What? Monarch Ranch Garage. Sounds delicious. Little butterfly, little ranch dressing. Monarchs are a type of butterfly, just so you know. That was the joke. Okay. Classic car show. Let's take a look. Okay, first I can see that it's about cars. And it's more like a vlog style. It's more like a life content plus cars. Otherwise you wouldn't be up front. So this Christmas trade is epic. I'm taking a look at the most popular ones first just to see. And that hover is such a good shot. Like, you immediately hover and see that, or you hover and you immediately see these shots. That's great. Okay, the Christmas trade is epic. Introducing my 1964 Studebaker Avanti. All right, best project California classic cars for sale under 15K. This one is okay, but there is a better shot here. I guarantee it. I don't know if I looked at this one or maybe the guys on Tuesday took a look, but this. Okay, all right. So when you're little photography lesson here, this is such a cool picture. If you had dropped the phone down to the side of this green car, because then it would be a horizontal horizon and you'd see all these junk cars or classic cars down the line. And then you could put yourself on the side if it was that important, but that would be like, oh, I want to see what all those cars are. But what you did instead was you chose a picture like this, and it's cool, but I see you. I didn't really notice the cars, and so I'd scroll right by it. If you want to be in the photo, stand out of the way of the cars, and so you could try to do a half and half. But yeah, I would have dropped the camera low, and maybe you did. I don't think you did, actually. You're, because that didn't happen, this is more of an interesting picture, because you can see that there are more, and then this one is like, this thumbnail I bet would perform better. But I still really have faith in the down the line shot. It's a very cool shot. I just wish you could have done the horizon thing. Let's take a look at some others here. It seems like the Studebaker stuff really pops for you. So yeah, you probably went into some super intricate detail about that specific car, and it seems like people were interested in that. Restoring my rare classic car. The best classic cars you can buy right now. This one right here is an obvious value offer. It's not even about you, although you put the subscribe thing in the thumbnail, which I would get rid of. But yeah, the value is obvious, and I think that's why it did well. It's like, hey, classic cars for sale. All right, I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, showing more of the cars is more important, I would say. yeah, just getting some. I mean, these are fine, right? But you're the star of the show in most of these, it seems, and so maybe that's something to consider changing. Like you can, like you're a host, and that's fine. But like you want to show both, right? You want to show you and the car, and all these. It seems like you're standing in the way of the car. Hopefully that makes sense. That's like this one. I would love to see more of that car, but it's just like a screenshot of you in front of it. And so I guess maybe that's not a thumbnail. It's just like what you selected. But a good photo could have gone a long way for stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully that helps you a little bit. That's, I mean, it might not, but that's what I would do personally if I was looking at a car channel. Okie doke, let's draw again. This stuff. Home run. Oh, nope. It was Hollywood motivational. Looks like motivational AI. I almost don't even want to try because I see an AI gorilla and it's like, it's probably AI slot. But let's take a look. Hollywood motivational does not show up as a channel. Probably AI slop. Let's see. Deepest movie quotes for you page viral. I submitted. These are all. I don't know what this is. Welcome to my YouTube channel where inspiration meets action. Here we embark on a journey of growth, positivity. Okay, yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh man. We got profile picture, intro with the profile picture. We've got to subscribe already at the beginning.
There's a quote from one of my English teachers at Lower.
And also, this is just curated other people's content. You're not saying anything. You're not offering anything. You're just curating content here. This is called stealing.
Face the challenge that made you want to give up. What if I told you that the key to your success?
If this isn't your voiceover here, this isn't stealing, by the way. This is just probably.
So grab a seat because you're about.
Yeah. You know what? This right here is probably somebody else's content that's blurred out. And so, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and end with, I hope you get banned. Thanks for wasting everybody's time. All right, drawing again. Bam, bam, down, down. AI is not good for. Yeah, AI is good. You can, dude. I use AI to generate some characters in my content. You can use it and create content, and it can speed things up for you. So a blanket statement like AI is not good for creators is not correct in my opinion. But just using AI as the creator and doing nothing and thinking that it's going to get you rich or whatever, yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Anyway, John said perish. All right, depending on how you use it. That's right. That's right, Slavy. Only using AI. Yeah, you got it. You got it now. Word. All right. I think that was your channel. Oh, that's cute. Let's get some eye bleach. Hopefully. All right. But before I click on any of these, if the game doesn't look like these thumbnails, they all need to change. And I'm saying that because it seems like maybe you took a game and asked AI to generate a thumbnail for it, and it doesn't look like the game. So, yeah, I've changed all of them. Okay, you have made like this consistent vibe thing, but these will perform much better if you show the actual game. I promise you. Yeah, these will all perform better if you stop doing this. It's as simple as taking a screenshot from the game and using that instead of whatever this is. Okay. Yep, that's what I would do. Okay, moving on. Down. Oh wait, this isn't even. We're not even doing that anymore. Okay. Draw again. By the way, it's hashtag John if you want to keep putting some in. We're just gonna do this for the rest of the day. What? All right, let's take a look. Let me rip apart Minnow's thumbnails. Oh no. Oh, that's funny. I guess we just draw again. Because like nobody's gonna learn from doing that. Cleaning right now. Or RN. Maybe she's a nurse. I don't know. Ba-da-ba-down. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-down. Cleaning right now or cleaning registered nurse? Trying to achieve balance in this crazy thing we call life. Find me on Etsy. Word. I think it's all about before and after cleaning. Hardest part of my day. Get ready with me. Yeah, so honestly, I would like this is so simple. You start out dirty room, okay? Take this screenshot. Here, let's make you one right now. Let's make you a thumbnail. The exposure on this is too much, in my opinion. Like, it's just too bright. But I just want you to understand the format that you should go for. And always have the cat in the shot. Always. That's beautiful. Oh, yeah. First of all, before we continue, what I wanted to do when I started today is, for the starting soon screen, I wanted to put my cat, but it wouldn't do it for some reason. So here he is. He's a baby. I have 3 cats, but this is the new one. His name is Monty. And I thought it was adorable. And I wanted to show it, but then I realized it was a GIF and it wouldn't work. Okay, anyway, back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. This might not be the same angle, but you can try. Oh, okay, it's definitely not the same angle because you moved the camera. All right, well, we will roll with it anyway, but now you know I wouldn't change the angle because you might want to do a time lapse or something at some point. Use 2 different cameras, and then you can edit the moving camera in the mix if you'd like. But just so you understand what's going on here, you could do it one of 2 ways. Either you use the same exact image and you can put a split down the middle, and here is before on the left. You put before as the text, and then on the right you put after. And so that's the result. Oh, come on, John. Just as a, oh my God. Just as a simple idea. I mean, obviously these didn't line up because you moved the camera. Now you understand why I said you might want to use 2 different cameras. But you get that before and after feel. Or you could actually just kind of use the exact same image and center what's going on in that space. So like it would be more like this, I guess. I'm gonna push this more zoomed out one up so it matches, and that way you get the idea. And yeah, let me just get rid of that and fill it in black. Yeah, so I guess that's more of like before and after. Since there's more negative space down here, I put the before and after on the bottom. But yeah, you get the idea. So all of your content kind of seems to be like before and after, you know, before I got ready for my day and after. So removing the cat, no, you add the cat. Prepping for organized. Yeah, it seems like you're doing a whole lot of like, here's the start and here's the end, here's the result. So I think before and after should work well for you. And yep, I had nothing else to say, so yeah. Casper Gaming. This sounds familiar. All right, which one of these AI generated logos is it? I'm joking, Casper. I know yours isn't. There it is. Okay, drama R1. That drama's a little too big to understand what's going on behind it. Breaking point 3. The breaking has kind of bad contrast with the background. It's such a thin line that you almost can't see it. It blends it in too much. I simulated 10 seasons of F1 25 career mode. I would show more gaming. Yeah, some of these, like, you can actually see the game, and I think that those are more powerful. But that is a better concept. I simulated 10 seasons of F1. Maybe showing the results or showing, like, a winner in the game. Just whatever people want to see the game. Yeah, and so that's the most popular one anyway. So, if I simulated 10 seasons of F1 25 career mode, all right, and you showed, like, one of these guys' cars, like, hey, it wasn't the best. Yeah, but if they had, like, first, second, and third, then people will understand, oh, okay, this was the result of the simulation. But this, you're just kind of showing people, and you're putting their heads on different bodies. And so that doesn't give a whole lot of information, and neither does 2034. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it means something in the F1 community. But if you allude to one of them winning a season or something like that, like season 10 winner, season 11, or for second, third, or you just show a car like this is like your best thumbnail, or that one, and it says winner of the 2025 blah 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 blah, in like 5 words. You know, don't want to clutter it. That's what I would do. All right, I know that's a lot to take in, but that is a really good video idea. I drove as Brad Pitt on this scenario. That is a confusing idea. I don't know what that really means. Can I prove that I have what it takes to be a Formula 1 driver? Okay, there's some stakes in that. Impressed on debut. I don't know what that means either. So there's just a few confusing things. An insanely chaotic Chinese Grand Prix, and then it says new glitch. Is there something special that happened in the game? Is it like a glitch? You might want to add that to your title and then show something related to the glitch in the thumbnail. It's just about conveying these ideas just a little bit better. These ones where it's like the car up front, that's almost a branding thing that you've already started. All these cars up front, it's interesting. It catches my eye, and I haven't seen it before, so take that into consideration. Okay, okay. LTW Avery. You are welcome. I play Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, post and stream on YouTube, sub goal. Oh goodness. Turn the Discord description, or the description into a counter progress bar. All right. Popular. I hit Unreal one day before ranks reset. I'm assuming Unreal is something important. I would have brought that closer to the screen. Yeah, it's so far away. Like, I would have... Roblox, yeah. I would have brought that way closer to the screen. I think it would have caught people's eye if you did. I know why you didn't, because, like, that's actually what the screen looks like. And so, you know, that's what people are expecting to see. But if it's a pretty rare thing to see, then people will want to see it. Also, any way that... Actually, you know what? This probably would have just performed pretty well. Maybe increase the saturation a little bit. But yeah, that probably would have done a lot better. Okay, just something to consider. Duo console cash cup top 10. I don't know what this, I don't know what any of this crap is. Okay. Well, anyway, the background to that, the text is like, your text, everywhere you put your text is like somewhere busy, and it's tough to see what's going on. Like learning paddle, that's like over, there's bad contrast, and the fountain is busy behind it, and the day one doesn't contrast either. Look for spaces where you could, like this has pretty good negative space. The Death Star sabotage, it's spelled wrong, sabotage is, but yeah, it's something to consider. That Death Star had some nice negative space over it. And then all of these just have like a lot going on. Go look at some Fortnite thumbnails and see how much simpler they look where they put the text. It's usually just like over the sky. So yeah, because all these are just super busy looking. Hopefully it helps a little bit. Losing my voice. Just felt it start to go. Sever light. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Did you mean silver light? Did not. There you are. Man, this is another one that is tough for me. Let's see which ones are working for you lately. It seems like always when I'm driving. So the waffle cone Willy, it's like outrageous looking. I think that caught a lot of attention. British horror games hit different. That's brilliant. Yeah, when it comes to thumbnails, I honestly don't know how to improve this. I think honestly, I say honestly a lot. It seems like your content is dependent on the topic in the game itself. You have a style, and when you're showing something really intriguing, that sticks out. But like some of these are intriguing to me, like the Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's incredible looking. I'll never look at survival games the same after playing Ferocious. Okay, I guess that's not so interesting to me because it's about you instead of the game. If you were telling me something interesting and scary about the game itself or whatever, I guess I would be more invested. But that kind of title makes me like, I kind of have to know you to care a little bit. Below Nowhere makes you question if you deserve to live. Run, hide, or die. Oh my god. Some of these are kind of confusing to see. Like this indie horror game, It's Scary by re-upload. The scary face on the side, I didn't even notice it at first because it's like so over in the edge there. The Smiles Are Forever is really cool to me. Terry's Vegetable Patch, let's take a look at that real quick since it's your most recent one. Just want to see what they're showing and compare it to what you're showing. It's all good, man. Terry's Vegetable. Oh, nothing's popping up. Must be a new game, maybe? Okay, so that's what this person is showing. It's a mix. Oh my god, everybody's showing something different. A lot of people are showing, like, cartoonish stuff. But yeah, okay, not a very popular game, I guess. The only one that really hit was from Giggle Land, and maybe that's somebody who made the game or something. I don't know, but it's the only one that really hit hard. Something's wrong with Terry. Let's play Giggle Land. Yeah, okay, they made it. Yeah, man, your thumbnails look good. I think maybe it's a topic situation. Like you're playing some indie horror games, so you're getting indie horror game views. You know what I mean? I think like you're on top. And so the more you do these indie games, like you're gonna hit one before anybody else does, and it's gonna blow up. I think you're doing everything right. It's just gonna be the game that hits. Yeah, so when it comes to Ferocious, you definitely picked the better thumbnail compared to what you had before. That T-Rex is like, wow, it sticks out. So if I were to search for Ferocious and I look through, I'm probably going to click that thumbnail. So it really just comes down to how popular the games are themselves. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm sorry. I don't have, like, your thumbnails are there. So it's really, maybe it's about your content or your intros or something along those lines. Take a look at your retention and see if people are dropping out in the first 30 seconds, because maybe it's you. Like, maybe it could be your content, or maybe you're saying something that turns people away, or maybe you take 5 minutes to get into the game, something like that. I know you don't. I can see immediately as I hover that you don't. But just something to consider, because your thumbnails are solid. And like 1 out of every 5 is like amazing looking. So yeah, you've got your own brand too. I like the warped text. That's like yours, right? Very, very cool. Yeah, these are solid, man. Okay. True fact. This is the second time I've seen that name, and I've never seen it in my life before. Do. I am upset.
Welcome to True Facts by.
There's too much going on in this banner up here. You don't really need to show the same exact profile picture, and you don't need subscribe in your profile picture. You don't need a second subscribe over on the banner. True Facts is fine, but it's about wildlife, and so maybe I mean, okay, it's a satire wildlife. Yeah, satire wildlife could wildlife satire. Okay, that could be in the banner along with whatever branding you want to do, and then I immediately understand what the channel is about. But when I see True Facts by Lian, follow us on this. Don't miss out. Videos uploaded regularly. Subscribe, share. True Facts again. I don't understand what you're offering yet, and that's what the banner's for. Okay. I only know what it's about because it is the very first sentence in the description, as it should be. Good call there. But yeah, wildlife satire would be awesome to have in that banner. Man, it is like this channel was duplicated from that Southern Africa one, because they're doing the same thing in these thumbnails. What is going on? Do you guys know each other? Like, it is so weird how similar it is. Okay, so the boulder rolling a gamma. What a great picture, but all of the other crap in the image ruins it. Like the person under there. Here, let's take a look. Okay, intro probably should have been cut off too, but I think this one's getting some interest because of how cool the picture is over here. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix this thumbnail. Get rid of this, get rid of that. Goodbye. Then, my God, we don't need this. You guys know how I feel about profile pictures being in thumbnails, and yet you still continue to do it. Don't blame you though. Maybe this is the first time you're seeing one of these streams, but I gotta tell you, this is a much better thumbnail with how clean it is, and I can immediately see what's going on. All we need is one thing. You guys ready? I want to talk about a winning thumbnail. Like, I know this is in the territory of useless red arrows, but my God, what a popping thumbnail. You know what I mean? Like, that is so freaking, that pops in my opinion. The drop shadow is too small for that thumbnail. The ratio's off. I wonder if white would look better. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm done playing with it. Yeah, so this is better. This is better than what you had. Because it's easy to understand. And it's like, wow, that lizard does that thing. I gotta click to see what is going on there. All the other stuff it's just extra, it's garbage, you know, it's clutter. Nobody, like you had the most interesting looking thing and then you just put too much else going on. And so with that said, why no profile pics, avatars, and thumbnails? Why put it in there? Your profile picture is right there under it. And like, all it's doing is taking up space. So if you have your logo or whatever that nobody recognizes, the only reason you might want to do it is because you think it builds brand recognition, but it does not. That is not how. Nobody cares. All it does is take up space. Look how much space it took up in this thumbnail. Like, this is insane. There could have been so much going on in this thumbnail, but instead they put their.
If you have raised kids,
and it's
been one,
so many YouTubers do it. This video wouldn't perform so much better if it was just this picture here. Oh, sorry. This would have performed so much better if it was just this image. And by the way, you don't, like, everybody tries to triple down on their branding and stuff. You put the word true facts in the video, like, why? I don't know. Maybe it's a watermark, but I don't know. Too much brand recognition, but we'll stop using. Okay, yeah. It's a common misconception, okay? And I'm sorry that it seems like I'm being really hard on you, but it's not about you. It's just a thing that we all kind of do because we all kind of think that that's what you should do because that's how advertising works in the world, but it doesn't work the same way on YouTube. These aren't billboards, right? If it were a billboard, I'd get it, but it's just a different thing. And so if you ever have a question like, is this a good idea to put on my thumbnail? Go look at popular YouTubers and see if they do it. You won't find a million view video with a profile picture on their thumbnail. Cool. You know what? With that, I'm out. Actually, can we do a couple questions? Nah, screw it. I'm out. It's 5 o'clock. All right, y'all. I will see you next Wednesday, and that will be my last stream. So make sure you come. And if you want to chat with me until then, you can go to discord.gg/JohnScott or the vidIQ Discord. I don't know it off the top of my head, but it will be in the description. Cool. Love.